Hello guys, and if you do not believe that karma works, do watch Russian army for a month or two and you will see how they burn, kill and blast themselves too. Recently, while targeting Ukraine like crazy with their missiles, they have also burnt a village in Voronezh region, Russia, on the border with Ukraine. This inspired my video today. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. You know that in my vlogs I typically give you an ordinary Ukrainian perspective on these very extraordinary times, and one of the things that bothers me a lot is why actually global media does not pay enough attention to how badly Russian army is acting towards not just itself but also Russian civilians. If we look attentively at many of their special military operations against Ukraine, we will see that sometimes their military and their own civilians suffer even more. The very recent example is the 2nd of January when they were targeting Ukraine with 99 missiles. Some of these missiles landed and destroyed 6 houses in a Russian village in Voronezh district. What is important, they don't even hide it. The Ministry of Defense spoke about that, the governor of the region, and it's okay for everyone. This is not the first time when they demonstrate this lack of professionalism and perhaps bad condition of soldiers involved and also of the weapons and machinery that they are using. Recently, we've seen lots of deaths in Belgorod, which was also not due to Ukrainian attack, but because of the work of Russian air defense systems. And surprisingly, they have even acknowledged that and officially said it's not the Ukrainian side who killed their civilians, but their own Russian air defense systems. Subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and watch Russia defeated. Sometimes you beautifully joke that we don't even need to fight with them, we have to leave them alone and see how they destroy themselves. I totally agree, this is definitely possible. We often know that monsters eat each other, and now Russia is full of millions of monsters. But unfortunately, it takes time, and time takes lots of Ukrainian lives and days of normality. That's why definitely it's better to stop them, and the sooner the better. When I think about recent examples or quite repeated examples of Russian unprofessionalism, we may think of many times when they destroyed their own jets with their own air defense systems. I don't know, is it because they drink a lot, which is actually a factor, and I'm not being stereotypical here. Second, because their air defense systems are working like crazy after decades of Cold War and pauses and other stuff. And also because they don't care much. And this is actually the most terrifying message. They don't care about their own lives. They don't care about the lives of their citizens, their young people, their old people, and they demonstrate it daily. This is the message that Putin sends to women: you will give birth to new ones. This does not sound very human or Christian or spiritual or just normal, I'm sorry. So, another example that was recently discussed widely among Ukrainian soldiers was the fact that on the front line, Russian troops were fighting to get one position, and they actually succeeded. And then another Russian group destroyed them there because they simply did not get an update and did not care to get an update before killing hundreds of people in a particular place. They thought they were killing Ukrainians, but actually they were killing Russians. I know such things may happen in different circumstances, but this is extremely common among Russian soldiers. And their people, the mothers of the soldiers' wives, friends, they somehow accept that human life does not cost anything in Russia. And this is a very threatening message that they send to us, because typically when you think about any kind of negotiations, any kind of influence that you can make on someone's consciousness, you concentrate on these central emotions, which are definitely respect to human life, sadness, fear. And this is something people in Russia lost because of hundreds of years of serfdom. And somehow they feel okay and normal only when they are serving a dictator and when they do not care about their own life and treat themselves as a tiny, tiny mechanism in a huge machine. Something that was also inherited from the communist Soviet Union period, where individual is not important and you have to just be like millions of others. By the way, I can record a video in Soviet Myths Debunked about that, because it is awful how similar, how identical people were supposed to be in the USSR. And you can find lots of examples even now in mindsets of people who were poisoned by that era. And a good message, apart from this really frightening one that we cannot negotiate with people who don't even care about the lives of their own people. There are no arguments to negotiate with such people. But there is also a good message that if you are afraid of Russians using nuclear weapons, it may be that their nuclear weapons just in the same condition as their air defense systems, and they will simply explode somewhere deep in Russia, not managing even to start flying in our or in your direction. I think many of these nuclear weapons are out of order and the systems that control them, which is also worrisome, but at the same time, maybe many of Russian top generals guess it is also their reality. Because I know, for example, the USA spend millions, if not billions of dollars for maintenance of these systems, and there are lots of people working, and I doubt it is something similar in Russia. Plus, keep in mind, this is a very poor country. It has lots of natural resources. They do practice dig and sell economy, but this does not make them rich in this normal understanding. So this is a poor country, and they sell, they are corrupt, and they always have fewer people when they are really needed. So it is very likely that their nuclear systems are also not working properly. Anyway, karma demonstrates to Russia a million times that they will actually taste their own medicine and potentially dissolve under their own influence. Wanting to destroy Ukraine, they will destroy Russian Federation, but we know this will give birth to many new democratic, potentially, and independent nations. And don't be afraid of that. By the way, we have a nice video about the potential collapse of Russia. Thank you so much for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons and being my friends and giving me the opportunity to film more. Remember to subscribe to my Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. I'm pretty active there and share some of my opinions on these platforms. Also, we have a good merch shop with various products that work as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Thank you so much for all of your support and understanding. Today is a good day because many of Ukrainian prisoners of war, like hundreds, returned home in the process of really long negotiations. And this is also a victory, because to see the happy eyes of these people is extremely good. What is important to state that conditions in which Ukrainian prisoners of war kept in Russia are incomparable to the ones Russians experience here. And actually, I was a bit angry when I saw one of Ukrainian prisons organizing Christmas carol singing for Ukrainian prisoners of war. I don't know if it is right. Let me know what do you think in the comments below. And thank you so much for standing with Ukraine. Together we will win. Slava Ukraini!